Hey people, Intro here, 53 Angstrom Heights, and we have a whole bunch of orcs on the blue team though. To survive the war, AngryMangoGuy is a Techmarine, starts off in ranged combat with a bolt gun, can support with structures and repair. Good old Blood Ravens alongside Inspector Gadget, and a Plague Champion starts off with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, can also repair. And rounding off the blue team, Scuti and a Force Commander. Versatile frontline hero with powerful offense, disruption and support for the Emperor. And we have some more Blood Ravens. On the red Orky team, two Mekboys. First up is Miggs, and this is MangoSchmuser. These are teleporting heroes fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of Orky gadgets, freebooters DLC for Schmooze. And rounding off the teams, Mangoid and a Kommando knob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter, has an eye on the blue team there, getting a nice little flank in with double shooters alongside. Tactical Marines, the Plague Champion and some Chaos Space Marines to turn and face them. The Tax are still busy shooting the node. The Orks pop their WAAAGH for some buffs. Plague Champion takes the heavy cover, avoids the stun bomb, nicely done. I don't think that heavy cover is benefiting the CSM, there we go, moves them around. More Heretics on the way for Gadget, Sluggers moving in now. A melee squad that will shut down the range damage of that Plague Champion, and the Plague Champion is very poor in melee combat by default. Here come the Heretics. I don't think that's a good push though. Tried to run into Kommando and double shooters DPS with Sluggers there. They got a decent Doom Blast, but then they run. Don't think that was worth the push. Lost some models for not much gain. Slowed those guys down a bit maybe. We got shotgun scouts in play now for Scuti, but they are being dackered pretty hard, wanting to get their shotgun blast in. Not sure if it made a difference, and they dropped two models, but now they're on the power, the Orks. Meanwhile, oh, we got this power bashed as well. I'm not sure if it had any gens on it. It may not have even been noded. But those Sluggers with their burners most likely burned something down. Only dropped a single model too, Schmooze. Meanwhile, we have a stabby Kommando knob now with the Assassin's Knife. Such an awesome weapon, because it also gives you triple shot for the stun and the knockback, and assassinates pretty good. Also 70 melee DPS isn't bad. Taking a bunch of damage to Kommando, but he's still in there. Force Commander runs. Have a WAAAGH banner for a constant buff for these Orks, and the Mekboy with a death gun to suppress and murder. The Champion gets around it, and then he teleports into his face, doing huge damage at close range, although he's firing on the Heretics here. Tax is shooting him down, and Heretics might be able to finish him off. Damage of a time of the Plague Champion should also help get the kill here. Maybe. 5 hit points, 2 hit points, 1 hit point. Down goes the Mekboy. WAAAGH banner now being taken care of. Contested power up in the northeast corner here. Got Tactical Marines being suppressed by these big shooters. They should be looking for melee, I think. Here we go, they're running off anyway. Techmarine with a mastercrafted bolter. Raptors on the field for a Gadget. They suppress when they land with 30 DPS melee, which is quite nice. 350 hit points, heavy infantry per model. Also not bad. Although they tend to just like they die way faster than the Assault Marines, for example, who have 50 more hit points per model. Makes a big difference. There's that triple shot messing with the Force Commander, and the Raptors jumping in, getting a really good burst of suppression on a whole bunch of stuff. Sluggers are there to counter-initiate. But they don't have their burners, those fellas, and they are slicing through those shooter boys. Look at that. Doing some really good work there, really changed that fight. And flame attacks are here to try to get onto this power, maybe. Raptors can run interference alongside that Force Commander. The CSM looking for the mid VP, are they? I think so. Contested VP here. Natural for the blue team in the north, natural for the red team in the east. These guys bashing power. These fellas can't do much, so they're looking for some backup. We've got double WAAAGH banners here, so they can pop the Frazzle long-lasting buff before they go into combat. Fully upgraded scouts with shotguns and Sergeant. Mekboy could teleport in and tie something up maybe. Sluggers getting in. I guess the high-powered shot wasn't available there. Shotgun blast was though. Sluggers dealt with. Now it's a big shooting match. The Tax could look for some melee, and here comes the Raptors out of nowhere. Great job by Gadget. Good awareness. Mekboy just leaves because he can't do much. WAAAGH banners here, they could take it out maybe. Oh, Kommando's on the prowl. Leaves the Raptors, goes for the Tax. Stabbing them up with assassinate and stuff. Now he's in on these guys. Sometimes he just smacks you with his gun. I like that. Tax dropper model to sluggers with burners. I think they'll be okay. Raptors are here again with another really good jump for double shooters. Wild Banner's still there. CSM, no slouch in melee. They don't have their Eternal War, but they still stood up to those damaged sluggers there with some Plague Champion support. These guys now getting stabbed though. Can he get a model, that Kommando? Double Raptors for Gadget. That must be an Overwatch mistake. We shall see. Double tax for MangoGuy. And Scuti with the Assault Squad now. Here they are. These guys disrupt when they land rather than suppress. Have less damage but more hit points. Synergize very well with an Apothecary, but the Force Commander can buff them up with his Battle Cry or For the Emperor Global, that kind of thing. CSM in a dodgy spot. They do have some Nurgle worship, giving them health regen, and here comes support from the AngryMangoGuy. Is he angry because he has no mangoes? Maybe. Suppression on the scouts. They're trying to get close enough for a grenade or something, I think. Yeah, but there's just too much Daka. Slugger's hanging back for now, which I think is smart. Techmarine has lost some energy, so I think he used the high-powered shot already. Slugger's looking for another path, are they? No, they're just capping. Triple shooters here, all huddled up. Raptors are going to jump them. There it is. Gets rid of them. Sluggers with burners to counter-initiate, though. Maybe? There's too much stuff there, I guess. Now Assault Squad jumping in with a disruption. But they got a fight on their hands. Sluggers with full health and those burners. The burners count as power weapons, which are bad news for heavy infantry. Stun bomb on the Heretics and on himself, of course. Sluggers coming in. Heretics do have an aspiring champion. And he's a pretty good fighter, that guy. He has like 30 DPS melee, I think. Maybe even more. Maybe even 35. Not sure. Has he got a decent bolt pistol as well, maybe? I think it's like double digits DPS bolt pistol maybe as well. Pretty damn good. Raptors have really good bolt pistols. Like 16 DPS or something, I think. No, it's just over 10. It's like 10.5 DPS bolt pistols. Really, really good. Sidearms. 327 to 454 on the BPs. 2-to-1 cap for the blue. Getting a power bash in. Heretic trying to hold things up by dying in droves. So much darker here. Spreading that suppression around. Techmarine's out of cover. They should be shooting him, but they're not. There's that triple shot off the field here. Maybe they can sweep all the way through to this power. What's going on southwest? These two natural powers which see a lot of action early on. Fully built up at the moment. Force Commander's leaving it. Rotating mid. Good place to jump there, eh? With quad shooters. But now he needs to try and defend this power, I think. Raptors are on it with an aspiring champion in. Gets a very cool looking demon maul for some heavy melee damage. And the demonic strength or demonic fury, I always forget what it's called, where he smacks a single model and it goes flying. You try to pick out a squad leader with it, or maybe just use it on a hero. Looters, not looters. The Mekboy with the death gun gets jumped. Teleports out. Tries to set up again. Can they jump again? 60 energy jump, is it? No, it's a 55 energy jump. Jumps the Mekboy again then. And now they can bash the power with flame attacks. And those Raptors who are level 2. Meanwhile, blue team's natural VP got decapped. Those scouts need to get on it. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of Daka. Librarian on the field for AngryMangoGuy. Gadget is in tier 2. Did indeed cancel those second Raptors, which makes perfect sense. Running double Raptors is very, very odd. I think double Assault Marines is a bit more viable, especially if you have Apothecary support, because you can double Melter Bomb something. Although the Raptors both have that big maul, don't they? They'd still get wrecked by a melee walker is the thing. Thunderhammer Force Commander with Teleporter Pack for Scuti. So lots of nice mobility on the blue team. They got the Raptors, they got the Assault Squad. They got this fellow with a Teleporter Pack. Then there's the Plague Champion, who's a slow boy. He's got Icon of Nurgle, Armor of Pestilence. You just saw the Plague Fist there get cancelled. Wants some Bloodletters up first, I guess. So quite a melee heavy build, perhaps. If he gets a melee weapon on the Plague Champion, maybe even get Mark of Pawn CSM. Having a look at the power is AngryMangoGuy. Give him some mangoes, alright? Weird Boy's on the field with a Warp Head for the Foot of Ork. And that was the Raptin hook into Big Boom, or Kaboom, which causes all sorts of problems, as you can see. It's a great way to start a fight. Foot of Gork on a big blob of chaos stuff. Heretics get hit. Ouch. Busy worshipping, you see. Those guys need to run. It's another Foot of Gork coming in. From the other weird boy, those heretics were wiped. The Zap has jumped to those heretics with Touch of Nurgle on them. I don't think those heretics were upgraded, the ones that died, so Gadget's probably not too bothered by it. Touch of Nurgle heretics needing to flee. Touch of Nurgle is a global ability of the Plague Champion. Cast it on an ally, and they will explode on death. Great synergy with heretics who can Doom Blast themselves, of course. Heals allies, knocks back enemies, and damages enemies too. Stick bombs. Some good hits. Attacks with their Sergeant flee. Oh, they didn't drop a model. Got very low, but didn't drop a model. Of course, Kommando level 3 for Scuti. Assault Squad with their Sergeant gets a Power Sword. Not quite as fancy as the big Demon Maul, but they get Merciless Strike, which is, I think, much better than the Raptor's ability. An area of effect line attack that will knock a bunch of stuff down and hit it. Scouts on the natural VP of the red team. They can harass that for the rest of the game, maybe. We got some looters on the way for Mangoid. Double stick bombers for Miggs. Single stick bombers for Schmooze. Tier 3 for MangoGuy. He's got that librarian too with his fancy staff. Great. In the mid, the force barrier can push stuff up the stairs and away from the VP. Bloodletters on the prowl. These are demons with power melee hellblades that can teleport on you. Can't suppress them either, so aiming what's that doesn't bother them very much. And they can also do this, just shift out of existence and take no damage. Plague Champion is now in melee mode with his Plague Fist. Gets knocked around by Kaboom, even with the Armor of Pestilence on. I think when you have something that prevents knockback, it should also reduce knockback strength on things that can knock you back. Because there's different types of knockback. There's ability knockback, as you just saw there on Kaboom. And there's a weapon knockback from like special attacks and stuff. Librarian with his staff mincing through some orcs. It's like 70 odd power melee DPS. It's pretty damn good, and that's level 1 as well. Techmarine level 3, just got Signum armor in. Fantastic war gear. What just happened there? Oh, Kommando just went flying into some chaos fellas. Uses the Kaboom. Maybe it wasn't available before. Look at the weird boy getting messed up by the Raptors. They almost got him. They're jumping again. Can they get on him here? Oh, they didn't go for him. They went for the looters. If they jumped for the weird boy again, I think they would have got him. Blue team retain the mid. Southwest still pushing the power here is... Who is this? Miggs. Gone tier 3. Tier 3 also for Scuti. Oh, Scuti's down to Tax and Assault Squad. Lost his scouts along the way. Did he have something else? Didn't have double. I think he just had the scouts. There's that teleport into Battle Cry. Used to be way, way more effective. They nerfed the special attack damage of the hammer quite significantly, because this was a little bit oppressive before. You can just teleport in and start Battle Cry, and there's nothing you can really do about it other than run. So it's still very disruptive, but not quite as damaging as it was back in the day. Assault Squad with a jump. Looks like they've lost their sergeant, by the way. Those guys... Oh, they shot a couple of gens down. That's quite good. Bloodletters got a bit of XP. Plague Champion's level, almost level 4. He should rack up XP quite nicely with the Icon of Nurgle, because he'll be doing little bits of damage to lots of units. So when they die, he'll get little bits of XP for it. 254 to 280, assuming they do die in droves, of course. Assault Squad late here for Mango, so he can get on the stick bombers. Maybe all those stick bombers are pretty good melee combatants. They've all got at least one stick bomber now. Bit of Gork. That knockback and stun is quite deadly. Tax in a bad spot. There's 3 of them. Oh, there they are. Sluggers with their Knob Leader are quite vicious. The Knob Leader has like the 60 DPS power weapon just by himself, and over 300 hit points, I think. I think it's 350 of infantry armor. Stick bombers chucking bombs in retreat path. Raptors are okay. Here come more of them. Oh, those are stun bombs. The stun bombs are chucked singularly, and they have a longer flight path than the stick bombs. They chuck 2 at a time with the stick bombs, and they fly a bit faster. 225 to 280. 2 on cap for the red Orc team. There's tier 3 for Gadget. What is Scuti's plan here? Is it, is it Terminators? It might be. He might be just saving up red for Terminators here. And whatever loadout he goes with, they'll do well. Maybe go Assault Cannon. Just mince through stuff at range. Sluggers with more Daka on them to burn down gens faster, I guess. Don't see that very often. Librarian runs. The Sluggers may go down. They do go down. Sluggers taken out. And they most likely had their Nob Leader as well. Yeah, I think they did. There's that tripper shot. It's so annoying. Level 4 Kommando. 195 to 280. Trying to perfectly time that stun bomb was a nice idea, trying to catch those guys as they come in. Couldn't quite pull it off. There's a jump. Double shoot, fully upgraded double shooters. And they start getting some levels on them. Really good power bashers, actually, it turns out. Uh-oh. Almost wiped those tacks with those stick bomb throws. Of course, Kommando comes in to have a word. Assault Squaddle's also here. I don't know if they want to jump double stick bombers, though. As I said, they're quite good in melee. Okay, Terminators, I believe, coming in here for Scuti. Yep, he's gone for the regular Terminators with Storm Bolters and Power Fist, not the Assault Terminators, which the Force Commander does have access to. Unique to him. He's not really facing any melee right now, so just wants to shoot that stuff to death with these Storm Bolters. Could also get the Cyclone Missile launch, which is amazing. Raptors in amongst some Orks. Stick Bombers are there, though. Yeah, I think they've got like 80 melee skill, these guys. They get specials on you, these Stick Bombers. Especially if they catch you moving, because when you're moving you lose melee skills, so you're easier to special attack, as it were. Which is why suppression is often really useful in a melee fight, like Howling Banshees if they wash out a melee squad, because they move slowly, they're moving more often and for longer, so they get that melee skill Malice for longer, and the Banshees can special attack them even more. So we do see Assault Cannon in for the Terminators. Almost 60 piercing DPS just on the Assault Cannon, and I believe the Storm Bolters are like 40 DPS each. There's huge amounts of damage on this light infantry here. Of course, Kommando runs. And they have Inspiration on kill, of course. There it is. Buffing up these tacks. Giving them damage bonuses, and I think suppression resistance and stuff like that. So many different inspirations, and they're all slightly different in the Space Marine roster. Dreadnoughts do it, Librarians do it. Terminators do it. 181 to 242. More stick bomb action, and there's a battle wagon for Miggs. Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Mango. Great unclean one for Gadget. Is it kicking off in the mid? Looks like it's maybe about to. Here we go. There's high powered shot on those shooters. Weird Boy gets a good hit on those double tacks. Big Champion's almost level 5 now. Throws up the Pestilent Strike. Give him huge amounts of range damage resistance. Is it still 90%? It still says 90% here. I believe it was meant to have been nerfed and toned down slightly. Maybe they decided against it in the end, or just didn't update this tooltip, I'm not sure. 181 to 215. Techmarine runs. Librarian chucks in a smite, and there's marked target on those shooter boys. The attacks are getting wrecked. And they run. There's that force barrier. That's what it does. Blocks projectiles and knocks stuff back. Sometimes they can glitch through, as you can see there. The Weird Boy made it through, depending on how the knockback animations go. But it's still really good disruption either way. Nob Squad on the way for Mangoid. Great unclean one on the field. And the Land Raider Redeemer. Greater Demon of Nurgle passively damages nearby enemies, much like the Icon of Nurgle. Powerful abilities and a really powerful combatant too. Also, over 6,000 hit points of super heavy infantry armor. Land Raider Redeemer can retreat back to this thing and reinforce, so it's great support in the field. And that's some nasty weaponry too. Your allies have to mark it as a retreat point though. I believe it'll automatically be marked as a retreat point for you if you build it. You can switch it off if you need to retreat somewhere else. 175 to 195. Big old Nurgle Vomit coming in. There we go. Pretty quick wind up on that actually. You can hit it more often than not. Level 5 Plague Champion getting suppressed. He does operate quite well under suppression, doesn't get slowed down as much as others. I think he only gets a 30% slow rather than a 60% slow, although he's quite slow to begin with, of course. And he still fires at the same rate when he's suppressed as well. There's that foul snare from the Great Unclean One. Now he needs to fight a Nob Squad though, and this is a power melee Nob Squad. These days they come out as power melee, so they'll be doing huge damage to the Great Unclean One. Not sure if they can take him out, if they can stay in combat enough to take him out. There's some friendly fire. And there's the swarm of flies. Land Raider moving up to the mid. MangoSchmuser for these guys to help take down that Nob Squad. Very good damage against heavy infantry. Assault Squad jumping in. Yeah, might need to think again about that, fellas. Is that another Nob Squad? Yeah, there's two of them now. Great Unclean One stuck fighting him. Gets a good special though there. Might need to back off, but he's hanging in there for now. He's taking so much damage from that Nob Squad though, and a rock's dropped in on the Land Raider. Great spot for it. There's things huddled around. Great Unclean One getting really low. He's trying to back away now. Even the Kommando's going after him. Might have stayed in there a bit too long. Can anything help him out? These guys just got their Eternal War. They are also MangoSchmuser. There's no sorcerer to teleport him away. I think he's done for here, big fella. Down he goes. Boy, I was surprised how much damage those Nob Squads have done. I mean, it was two of them, but they chopped him down so quick. He was getting a bunch of Ducat as well, but he's quite resistant to the piercing damage of those shooter boys. Oh, Flesh over Steel. Of course, Commando's gone Power Fist time to get this Battle Wagon. Those Terminators should be on it with Power Fists, I think. A bit too late now, maybe, but we do have For the Emperor on missile launch attacks. Global buff from the Force Commander. Big old Nurgle nuke chucked in there. Thanks to Gadget. Forcing off the Orks. Mid is red. Land Raider's quite heavily damaged, but it's moving up. Battle Wagon's fine for now. Plague Champion might come to repair it, is he? No, he's going for the cap. He's going to use his Pestilence Strike to try and cap it. Should be able to. Should be able to at the very least get a decap. Terminator's on the prowl. They found some sluggers. They're quite low, those Terminators, and you'd be surprised how much damage upgraded sluggers can do to Terminators. So he got the decap. Nob Squad on the field for all three Orc players. Does Scuti wish he had Assault Terminators now? He can get both. He can get one of each Terminator. He doesn't have the red for it. He gets a Predator tank on the field. Grenade goes in. Raptors go in. Oh, they got a fighting Nob Squad though. Maybe some touch of Noble in there, eh? Not sure if he has the red for it. Those guys having to jump out. And there's a Foot of Orc. Avoided. Oh, but the Land Raider took a big chunk off it. From it, I think. Plague Champion's in there. But he's kind of isolated now. Needs to run. Aura of Decay maybe not available there for the knockback. 82 to 195 on the VPs. Mark target on the Nob Squad. They don't have their heavy melee. Oh, they do have their heavy melee hammers. So the Land Raider's in trouble. Big trouble. Okay, they're running off. They got rid of them. Bloodletters can help you quite a lot against Nob Squad because they do a lot of power melee damage. Setting it up though so nicely with those stun bombs. Look at that. Nob Squad is in there. Took a bunch of damage, but it won't take them long to tear down that Land Raider. Can they deal with them? Is getting some repairs. Nob Squad with full momentum off the hammers. Can they finish him? Nob Squad is finished. Tried to get it down. Land Raider survives with 8 hit points. 63 to 195. We have a Predator tank getting shots on the Battle Wagon with extra armor on the Predator. Force Commander runs. Level 6, doing big chunks with that Power Fist for sure. Is Mangoid going to replace the Nob Squad? No, it gets looters. Do we have beamy death guns here? No beamy death guns for the mechs yet. Maybe they're confident that the Nob Squads can deal with the Land Raider, who is getting huge amounts of repairs now from Heretics, Techmarine and Scouts. There's that Kommando coming in with a big old kaboom. He's got his rocket launcher and he dies. Yeah, Terminator's wrecked him there with the assault cannon. Noxious Cloud was in there, but it's now faded. Nob Squad chasing off some Bloodletters. Repairs for the Battle Wagon. The mid is blue. Is it? I think it's maybe uncapped. Yeah, they're trying to cap it. I think it's uncapped. Yeah, it's 1-to-1. 47 to 195 on the VPs. What's this down here? Some random shooter boys. Okay, champion getting stuck in again. On his way to level 7, this guy. Force Commander going after Battle Wagon as Flesh over Steel. Is there some for the Emperor for those guys? Doesn't bring the Terminators into melee. Melter Bomb's on it. Got a rear armor hit with the Melter Bomb. There is for the Emperor on the attacks, but they're not close enough to get shots at the moment. And they're not moving up either. The Battle Wagon survives. But he made it back off 47 to 181. Mekboy capping mid with his custom force field. There's another Foot of Hawk. Strange place to put it. Couldn't hit anything. Raptors getting into the back lines, trying to run interference so they can cap the VP. They instantly get knocked over and then warp vomited. Assault squad now jumping in. Over there to chuck some orcs in. Oh, he chucked the other weird boy in there. Look at that. And marked targets on him. Foot of Gork, but they got the cap. A Plague Champion, I think, got the cap on the VP. Predator tank here very low. Land Raid has been repaired. Knob squad coming in from an awkward angle though. There's a Doom Blast and there's a Frag Assault. And they deal with this Knob squad. I think they should be able to. There's a lot of stuff here, including Marcus Eat CSM, the power melee from that Librarian too. And Bloodletters were there, yeah, they can deal with them. 2-1 cap for blue. Some stun bombs. They're losing their power here, look. Power's being capped there. They got tons of power though. Most of what AngryMangoGuy does. We got a Land Raider Phobos on the field for the Plague Champion, who is down over there. Level 7, he's still getting XP even though he's down. They want to get that guy back on his feet. That Predator tank is very super low as well. Need some repairs. The Battle Wagon still? Yeah, still down there. Mid is decapped now. Back to 47, 162, 1-1 cap. So many stick bombs. They do have the jump squads to help with it, but they just can't stay in the fight for super long. Is it worth the Force Commander going back to his Thunderhammer to help deal with this blob of stick bombers? He's very fixated on this Battle Wagon for now. These guys jumping in for a Melter Bomb. The attacks are there with the missile launcher. He couldn't get his Flesh over Steel though. And everything runs. The Phobos could maybe go after the Battle Wagon. Can't move for sticks, says Scuti. Yeah, there's huge amounts of them. Is it worth getting a Whirlwind and parking it up here? He's so vulnerable to the Knobs flanking and this guy as well, I guess. Can they cap? Pestilent Strike is in there. There's the cap. Those guys get gated out. Is that flash kits I saw? Did I see blasters? Or maybe it was just the Battle Wagon. Oh, there are flash kits. MangoSchmuser's got some, but they don't have their blasters. So I think it was just a shot from the Battle Wagon that I saw. There's the Dirge Caster, debuffing things. Taking huge amounts of damage, that guy though. What's he taking damage from? Oh, there's a Beamy over there. Sneaky Beamy Death Gun over there. On those looters. 2-1 cap for blue team. They're getting their power back, look. Fast capping tax. Bloodletters are going to wipe, maybe. Yeah, Bloodletters wipe. Plasma cannon on the field for Scuti. And there's a Rocks on the Land Raider. Oh, the Knob squad are trying to get in there, look. Now they're in. Frag Assault knocks them back. Are they even using the Land Raider as a retreat point? I don't think all the players are, certainly. Force Commander still trying to go after that Battle Wagon. He's getting turned away. Plague Champion trying to help out. Okay, they got rid of the Knob squad. I don't think... Oh, they got pretty low, actually, the Land Raider. Can the Plague Champion get back onto that VP? Because it's 2-1 against them. 30 to 140. This assault cannon can suppress. It does enough coverage damage to suppress. We shoot long enough. There's some suppression now as well. Down to 19 VPs, the blue team. I think the stick bombers have won the fight. Just a barrage of sticks and bombs. Of course, Kommando going after these guys using his power fist. Popping his battle cry. The 2 land raiders survive, but they're running out of time on the mid. Down to 7 VPs. Look at this, getting a decap. Down to 5 VPs. Cyclone missile barrage from some Terminators in there. Whose Terminators are those? I guess they're Mango's. Scuti is down to 2 units. He's got a lot of resources though. What would you get here? Would you try a whirlwind? Would you just try to plasma cannon it up? Plasma cannons are vulnerable to the stick bombs, that's the thing. Although it would force the stick bombers forward a bit maybe to try and chuck. Assault squad getting in there, going after the weird boy, and an orbital chucked in the back lines. That could be pretty good. Those guys get chucked away from it. Well played there, Schmooze. Stick bombers might wipe though. Decent hits from the... well, some decent hits. Land Raider Redeemer goes down. Nob squad got it done. And they get away, I think. 5 to 1-1-1 on the VPs. The mid is blue. Bobo's still here. Plague Marines on the field for Gadget. Land Raider Redeemer for Scuti. Is there going to be time to get it up? Here are the Mango Terminators with that Cyclone. Maybe it would have been good for Scuti to get Assault Terminators. They could teleport in, mince things up, and then he could Librarian them out maybe. But they have done really well, the Assault Cannon. Did he drop the nuke? If he didn't drop the nuke, maybe he could have got Assault Terminators as well and then get the Librarian up. Maybe. This guy's just getting shot for free. Mango's forgot about him. Level 3 Librarian. Gonna go down. They're down to 3 VPs with a single cat. Oh, something decapped over here very, very sneakily. There was some Kommando stabums. GG indeed, down to 87 VPs to Orks. The amount of stick bombers was oppressive sometimes in the mid. I think maybe going back to the Thunderhammer and going after him might have been good. Easy for me to say though, innit? Because that would have allowed the battle wagon to be much more dangerous if he wasn't pressuring it. Level 6 Techmarine here. Level 8 Plague Champion. Level 8 Force Commander did some great work, did Scuti. Level 5 Mech for Miggs. Kommando being all sneaky as usual. Level 6. Did he take something out with the rocket launcher? I'm not sure, maybe he helped. And a level 4 Mech for Schmooze with the Mango Rumbler at the end. There you have it guys, thank you for watching. The WAAAGH was not survived this time. And I'll see ya in the next one.